If you're trying to improve your fertility naturally, you've probably seen so many recommendations about fertility superfoods. But what is hype and what is actually based in science? Today, we're going to break down 8 foods that are often recommended to improve egg quality and female fertility. But we're going to review the science and the research behind the claims. I'm Dr. Laura Shaheen, a double board certified OBGYN and reproductive endocrinologist, helping people conceive for over 20 years, and I love educating. There are 2 other ways to stay in touch and learn. Number 1 is the newsletter, a link in the description below, where you get weekly fertility in the news updates, educational content, and recommendations. And the second is my weekly Brave and Curious podcast. You can listen anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's either an interview with an expert in the field or a fertility warrior sharing their story, or it's a deep dive into a topic with lots of research and understanding. Today's video is inspired by a viral social media content that I've seen both on TikTok as well as Instagram. And by the time that I am recording this, it's been viewed over 10 million times. Let's watch this 8-second viral video all about fertility superfoods. Such a simple video. It's basically saying, hey, these 8 foods will improve your egg quality. And there's also a list for sperm quality. I know that when I was struggling with infertility and trying to build my own family, I would have done anything to take back control in a situation that I felt very out of control. I would have stood on my head after trying. I would have seen this post and written down all of those superfoods and run to the grocery store. I just know it can feel so out of control. You just want to believe this solution that this viral video is sharing because it feels like you're kind of doing something and taking back control over this really frustrating situation. And so I love the idea of nutrition healing your fertility and helping your reproductive health. And I wanted to take these recommendations and go through each of the 8 foods that are recommended and find research to either support or sort of say, well, we can't really find any evidence to support this claim, but we'll go through each one. Food number 1, green vegetables. Green vegetables are full of folate, vitamin C, magnesium, and beta carotene. There is a lot of evidence that diets full of fresh fruits and vegetables, including green leafy vegetables, will improve fertility. Like if you look at most head-to-head nutrition studies and diets, the Mediterranean diet is usually recommended because it's full of fresh fruits and vegetables. So why are green leafy vegetables considered a fertility-friendly, egg quality boosting food? It's really thought that the antioxidants, the folate and the magnesium in these green leafy vegetables can be helpful. There is one interesting study, the Nurses' Health Study that was published in 2007, watched women over decades and tracked what they were eating and lifestyle optimization. And women who did have a higher content of green leafy vegetables had more regular ovulatory cycles, more regular periods, and therefore the thought if they're having more regular ovulation, they're going to have a shorter time to get pregnant and a lower chance of infertility. These studies, kind of like this, are observational. It's relying on the people who are in the study to reliably record what they're eating. Sometimes there's a little bit of bias in what people write down. And a lot of times people who are eating green leafy vegetables are also choosing other healthy components of their diet. So it's hard to pick apart, was it really the green leafy vegetables? But antioxidants have been shown to help with DNA replication and cellular function, and eggs are ovulating and reading DNA. Chromosomes are working hard as you're ovulating and trying to fertilize with sperm. So I can see the biologic plausibility behind why green leafy vegetables would be recommended for egg quality and female fertility, but I just can't find that specific study that makes that perfect link. Food number 2, almonds. So I could not find a specific study linking almond intake with improved egg quality or female fertility. There are actually studies for almonds and sperm parameters in men. There's one randomized controlled trial from 2018 in which men were split into 2 groups, and one group got daily mixed nuts. It was 60 grams of nuts, and 15 grams of those were almonds, and the rest were walnuts and hazelnuts. And the other group did not get this intervention. And after 14 weeks, semen analysis were repeated, and the men that got the daily nuts had better sperm parameters, as well as lower DNA fragmentation. This is interesting, but it's hard to piece apart. Was it the almonds specifically or the mix of nuts? And plus, this is in men and sperm, not in eggs in women. But almonds are high in monounsaturated fats, zinc, and magnesium. And all of these components can be helpful with DNA replication and cellular function. And so seeing this improvement in sperm, it's very easy for people to say, oh, well, maybe it helps eggs too, but we just don't have the data to prove it. Food number 3, figs. So figs have traditionally been recommended for female fertility, but there's not data to prove it. Figs are high in iron, and being iron deficient can be associated with anovulation or irregular periods. So you could sort of deduce that maybe figs and improving iron components and not being iron deficient might promote more regular ovulation and more opportunities to conceive. But again, the data is not there. I could not find evidence to show this link. Number 4, flax seeds. Flax seeds are full of omega-3 fatty acids. And again, I could not find studies that showed specifically flax seeds improving egg quality or female fertility, but there are studies looking at omega-3 fatty acids and their improvement of female fertility. I did find an animal study looking at flax seeds and follicular development and egg quality. It was a study in female sheep or ewes, and they gave the ewes around the time of, in the spring, when they're supposed to be fertile, different percentages of flax seeds in their diet. And the sheep with the higher percentage of flaxseed in their diet had more regular ovulation, more follicles on their ovaries when they were trying to conceive, and had a shorter time to conceiving in that spring. So this is sheep. This is not humans. We're not actually looking at egg quality, but it is an interesting way to look at flax seeds and fertility. Food number 5, pomegranate. Pomegranate is full of antioxidants. I did not find a specific link of pomegranates to female fertility and egg quality. There are several studies looking at pomegranate intake and improved sperm quality. One study in 2014 in the PLOS ONE journal showed an improved semen analysis parameters in 70 men that were given pomegranate over a certain amount of time. So we know antioxidants can be helpful with DNA function and cellular function. Pomegranates are full of antioxidants, but again, I could not find a specific link between pomegranates, egg quality, and female fertility. Food number 6, sesame seeds. Sesame seeds are full of, again, antioxidants, zinc, and vitamin E. And I did not find a specific study about egg quality and female fertility, but I did find some interesting studies about sesame seeds and sort of reproductive health. There's a randomized controlled trial looking at giving sesame seeds to postmenopausal women that showed in the group that received the 50 grams of sesame or sesame oil over a 5-week period had better lipid profiles, higher antioxidant function, and favorable changes in sex hormone binding globulin. So it's not looking at egg quality, it's not looking at female fertility, but it's interesting to look at sesame seeds in women and a little bit of hormonal health. I did find an animal study in mice looking at improved egg function and quality with sesame seed supplements. And we do know that vitamin E and zinc have been associated with improved ovulation and egg function. So again, the biologic plausibility is there. I can see where that claim can come from, but I don't have a specific study to support that evidence. Food number 7, chia seeds. Chia seeds, like flax seeds, are full of omega-3 fatty acids. One study I'd like to share at this point is a study by Shaker et al. From 2012 looking at omega-3 fatty acid levels in follicular fluid at the time of egg retrieval in women that were undergoing IVF, and the women that had higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids in their follicular fluid on the day of egg retrieval had higher egg maturity and higher fertilization and more embryo development. So again, this is not saying that definitely that was linked to egg quality, but it's just looking at omega-3 fatty acids. This is certainly not studying flax seeds and egg quality and female fertility, but just kind of putting a little bit together sort of where these claims can come from. Finally, food number 8 in that viral video says cinnamon can help with egg quality and female fertility. Again, I did not find a study linking cinnamon supplementation and egg quality or female fertility, but I did find cinnamon supplementation improving some aspects of women with PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome. In a randomized controlled trial in the American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology from 2014, 45 women were randomized to either getting 1.5 grams of cinnamon each day or not, and watched over time. And the women that got the cinnamon supplementation, these all the women were diagnosed with PCOS. And the women with PCOS that got the cinnamon supplementation had more regular ovulation and cycles, documented with periods being more regular, but also progesterone levels in the luteal phase consistent with ovulation. And the thought is that can help you ovulate on a more regular basis. You're going to have a shorter time to getting pregnant. So again, not linking cinnamon to egg quality and specifically female fertility, but an interesting study looking at cinnamon and ovulation function in patients with PCOS. So it was a lot of information. It was a lot of studies. It was a very interesting video and educational content to create because I'm fascinated with how food can help us heal and how nutrition is linked to fertility. And I love looking at the evidence. I think that the viral video is interesting. I think there's a lot of biologic plausibility, but I think you have to be very careful with what you see on Instagram and on TikTok, on social media, because sometimes the claims are not very well founded in science and evidence. But I still think it's fascinating, and I love learning and educating about lifestyle optimization that can help people achieve their family goals sooner. If you learn something like this video, comment with questions that you have. Be sure and subscribe to this channel so you get my weekly videos all about reproductive health. And until next week, wishing you love, luck, and pineapples.